Psalm chapter 137 is one of the saddest psalms of all the psalms. It was written by one of the prisoners, the captives of the nation of Judah, of course, the southern kingdom, southern two tribes, as they were conquered by Babylon in 597 BC. They were conquered because of their disobedience and because of their rebellion against God. However, this individual who wrote Psalms 137 was clearly a believer in God, and God used this person to be able to write this psalm to us. If you have your Bible, let's read Psalms 137. It says, "By the rivers of Babylon there we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof, for there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth, if I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones." We see here that this individual, this captive of Babylon, was taken from his home of Jerusalem and taken to Babylon, and he was mocked by those that destroyed the city, that burned it to the ground, that destroyed the temple. So if you could imagine in our country here in the United States, if a foreign invader came in, took you from your home city, destroyed your house, your church, your place of worship, your maybe if there are some important buildings or monuments in your area, they destroyed all of that and took you to a foreign land where you didn't speak their language, and then told you to sing one of the American songs, one of your religious songs. Now, the Jewish people were a singing people. We remember Moses, of course, and the children of Israel, after God delivered them from Egypt and opened up the Red Sea and then closed it on the Egyptian army. They sang about God who threw the horse and the rider into the sea. We think of other songs that like Deborah and Barak. When they were delivered from the Canaanites by God, they sang. It's called the Song of Deborah and Barak, and they sang. The children of Israel we see are singing people. David, King David, the great king, sang and danced mightily once the ark was returned to Jerusalem. Israel sang when God provided the well in Numbers chapter 21, and they said, spring up, O well, and they sang to God in praise. Remember when David killed Goliath, it was the people of the cities that sang, Saul has killed his thousands, but David has killed his tens of thousands. Israel also sang when Hezekiah opened up the temple again and cleansed it in obedience to God and allowed them to be able to sacrifice again. Then Israel sang praise to God. So you can see that the Israelitish people, the Jewish people as well, were singing people. And I cannot imagine that they felt like singing. In fact, it says in verse 2, we hanged our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. A very sad song of lamentation about what happened to their beloved country, their beloved city, their temple, their place of worship. And now they were being mocked. We see later on in verses 7 through 9 that there is prophecy of a kingdom that is to come. Of course, we know that that's been prophesied for thousands of years now, but prophesied that one day the King of Kings, the Messiah himself, would come and rule and reign from Jerusalem and would restore the nation of Israel to its former glory. We know that's going to happen one day. But he says this in verse 7, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Remember, the Edomites were descendants of Esau, and Jacob was the one whom God loved. Esau was the one whom God hated. And so Esau, Edom, and the Israelites, Jacob's children, were always fighting and at war. And so he says, remember in the day of Jerusalem. In other words, in the day that Jerusalem is returned to its former glory, remember what they said, raise it to the foundation thereof. Verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. We see that about 60 years later, Babylon is destroyed and it's conquered by the Persian Empire. And so this verse 8 does come true. But verse 7 is a prophecy of what is to come. And so this is a very sad psalm, and it's one of retrospect, but also one looking forward to the future kingdom of Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching and listening to this psalm supporting. Please make sure you like and comment. It always helps get this video out. Please subscribe if you would like to see more Bible videos and you'd like to learn more about the Bible. Subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow with another psalm. God bless you.